In this video, we are going to make a background and also bring some animations for our enemies. So for doing that, we need to go to our game asset, and inside of our game asset, I'm going to get this game background and put it in our hierarchy. As you see now, we have our background here. So I'm going to adjust it a little bit. I want it to be the size of our camera. And be sure that your game is at 1920 at 1080. You can change it from here. So now in the next part, we are going to our enemies. And I'm going to the first one, going to get the first one and put it in our scene. Going to rename it enemy 1. But as you see, we cannot see our enemy because it's going under our background. I'm going to put the ordering layer at 1. Okay, now it's coming out, but it's a little bit big for our plan, for our map. So I'm going to change the scale to 0.5. Now let's go and make animation for our enemy 1. So for doing that, we need to go to our window, and then we are going here at the animation. We are going at animation. As you see, we got the animation, so I'm going to drag it first here, and from here I'm going to bring it to the right side. Now we want to create the animation, so walk animation or run animation for our sprite, for our enemy 1. So for doing that, as you see here, we have some animations from some sprite animation. So I'm going to click on our enemy 1, create, then I want to go to our game asset. I'm going to actually put it in our asset because I don't want to make later when I want to export the asset, so you can make it yourself and not just get what I put there. And inside, I'm going to make it animations. I'm going to create a new folder, enemy 1. Now inside, I'm going to put it 1 underline walk. So enemy 1 and walk. So now I'm going to catch all our walk. I'm going to click the first one and then click on the button shift, the last one, and then drag it to there. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. We just getting this small line here and adjust the speed of the animation. Okay, that looks good. So I put it at 1. Now I'm going to do the same things for our enemy 1. So here at the walk, I'm going to click on it, create a new clip, going this time 1 underline and this. Now going to put all of the die sprite and make our this animation. So perfect. Now let's do the next one, which will be click on here again, then create a new one, underline heart, and then bring and put all the heart animation there and make it to 1. Maybe I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Yeah. Now if I'm going to our window to animation, animator, if I click on our enemy one, you can see that from the entry we are going to walk. So as a default, we put our walk that when we play the game, so directly we are going to walk animation. So now let's make a second and third and fourth enemy. So here enemy 1. So I'm going to our enemies to number 2 and put the 1 here. Rename it to enemy 2. Going to scale the size to 0.5 and 0.5. So now again, going to put the create, and this time I'm just going to our animation, make a new folder, enemy 2. And inside I'm going to put the 2 underline walk. Now put all the walk of the second enemy to our animation. So now let's make for the die, so to underline this. And as well as our head. But before we forget that, as you see here when I play, it's going to appear and disappear. It's because we need to change the sorting layer to a 1 above. And now you see it will not disappear because when it's default at 0, it's going at the same layer at our background. That's why some sprite they showed some sprite and some don't. And then we put it 1, we are going on top of our background. Now as a challenge, I want you to do the same things for our enemy 3 and enemy 4. So I'm going to pause the video and waiting for you to do that. So now what I noticed when I made the enemy 4, the heart animation is the same as the walking animation. That is our heart and that is our walk. So it's really hard to understand which one is the heart, which one is the walk. So for making a little bit to understand it, we are going to click on this small red circle to record it, and then I'm going to our enemy 4. Here we have the sprite renderer. I'm going to change it to red. So I want some little bit of this color. And then after that, I'm going to the last frame, change it back to vertical. Now I'm going to stop it. Now when I play, you will see when he get hurt, he changed the color. You can also, if you want it, you can do it the same things for the other enemies. Now when we are going to animator, you can see that we have the three different animation for each of our enemies, which later we are going to connect them to each other. But for now, we just want to focus on our walk animation. When we spawn our enemy, they are going to walk and try to reach the exit point of our map. And now, before we finish uh, the part of the video, I want to make them prefab. So I'm going to our asset, and inside of the asset, I'm going to our prefab. Here I'm going to create a new one and call it enemies. Now we can put all the enemies prefab there, and going to add here one by one. Now if we switch back to scene, if I'm going to delete them, you can see from the prefab, we can bring them in our scene again. So that's why we put them in prefab. Now in the next video, we are going to make a waypoint for our enemies. See you in the next video.